I love to be in front of people playing music.
Letterby Forum in Alaska. This is where we're from.
I think it's important that children, are exposed to music at an early age.
Seriously, if she didn't start teaching at East High School, I might not be singing right now.
I think that we have to be a reflection of where we live.
Music matters to people. Music is a very important thing to both performers and to listeners.
Hi, I'm Justin Freeman. I'm a news photographer here at Channel 2. Tonight you'll be introduced to a number of musicians who live and work in Anchorage. Some you may know and others you may not yet. They're going to share with you why they love music and the struggles they face in trying to make it in the music industry, in their own words. I'm bringing you their stories for two reasons. One, I love music. And two, when I was in junior high school and asked the band teacher if I could join his class 1 week into the semester, he told me they had no more instruments and he made no efforts or suggestions about how I could overcome that obstacle. Music is an important part of our lives. I think it should be fostered and encouraged whenever possible. While this program may not be a comprehensive look at the Anchorage music scene, hopefully the next hour will give you at least a little insight into why the music matters.
I'm Joel, and I'm here to see the band because they're a good band.
Two? Three? My name's Mike Snowden, and I'm lead singer of X-Nilo. We're a Christian rock band.
My name is Tara Kettner, and I love X-Nilo. They're so great.
All right, it's finally that time. Are you ready for X-Nilo? Oh.
Well, I'm probably one of the least religious people in the whole place, but I still love their music.
As I walk this narrow path, full of trials and tribulations, I'm reminded of the suffering.
My name's Jason. I play bass in the band X-Nilo. The word X-Nilo, as we spell it, is not the original spelling. It is spelled differently. It is actually pronounced ex nihilo, and it means out of nothing. It's Latin for out of nothing. I was in junior high. I had my cello up on my lap, and I was playing it like a bass, like a guitar. And the band teacher came over and was like, hey, we're looking for a bass player for jazz band next year. And I was like, yeah, because I've been wanting to buy a bass guitar for a while, because me and Blake, we've been friends since kindergarten. He played guitar, and I just thought that was cool. So I was like, I already wanted to start a band with Blake. I'll play bass, he'll play guitar.
The band was a band before I even joined. They're just a little garage band, playing in basements and garages and stuff like that. Blake and Jason were together just jamming before Tyler joined. They were on the same baseball team, and he played Wipeout for him on this little clown set. I'm like, oh, you're the one. And then Jeff, who was the guitar player actually before Greg, joined up, and they were called Spoon for a while. And Jeff actually had to move to California with his family, so that's when Greg came in. And we've been a band ever since. Most of our lyrics deal with what we've actually gone through, just life experience of a teenager, or if anybody, losing somebody, questions about, you know, God or anything like that, faith. We want to give something to the youth that they can relate to. We like rock music, and we know that's what the kids like, and that's just something we can relate to, and we just kind of throw our message in there, and we don't want to pressure anything on anybody. If they don't like us, if they don't like the religious part of it, or the spiritual part of it, hopefully they'll like us because of the music part of it.
Spread your love around the world to every boy and every girl.
Okay, Bright Avenue, take number 99. My name is Jared Woods. I play guitar, I sing, and also play piano. I would say my style of music's acoustic rock. I actually wanted to play guitar when I was 3 years old, and my mom went out and bought me a violin. She didn't want me playing rock and roll. So I played violin for a little while and then quit, and I needed some math tutoring in 7th grade, and my mom said if I went to the tutor that she'd buy me a guitar finally. So I haven't set the thing down since. It's been 13 years.
Baby, remember me from way back when? It's really the summer's past.
Well, back in when I was teaching at Greening Middle School, I started a guitar class there, and there was a kid named Jared Woods in the class, and I remembered him because he was so excited about the guitar, and man, he wanted to play, and he was good. He was a natural.
I never wanted to be a singer when I was younger. I actually got tricked into it. I wanted to be the next Eddie Van Halen, and when I realized that wasn't going to happen, I decided maybe I should start writing songs, but I wanted to find a singer to work with, and I couldn't find one, so I started singing on my own, trying to keep it a secret.
Parked in your spot, walked around to the back door, saw your figure in the light from the TV screen.
I had him for a year at Greening, and then when I moved to East, 5 years later, however long it was, he was in the halls, and so I realized, wow, this is that kid, you know.
I was taking a piano class with Janie Leidy at East High, and she caught me singing in the hallway, and she's like, join the choir, join the choir. I said, no, I don't want to join the choir. I had long hair, wore a leather jacket, I didn't really fit in with the choir kids, so.
And he would never admit he could sing, but I really wanted to get him in the choir at East.
Later on, she called my mom and asked my mom, how are we going to get him to join the choir? And they came up with this idea to get me to join the choir to play the guitar.
Yeah, Wednesday, it's feeling alright.
I finally kind of tricked him. I didn't do it maliciously, but I just told him, hey, if you played guitar in this swing choir, then maybe you could just join the class for that, knowing full well that I don't really have a ton of guitar stuff that I do.
And I think I did maybe 2 performances playing guitar, and then I started singing bass. So I got tricked into it that way, and I'm very glad that I was.
Sometimes you need to take one for the team.
What types of songs? Love songs. Love songs. I actually call my style bipolar pop because I have a lot of really sad songs, a lot of really happy songs. I've always tried to keep my music about things that I know, and I've always tried to keep politics and religion out of it. I don't like to kind of categorize myself and be stuck in one category. I have views about stuff like that, about those subjects, but I try to keep it out of the music. I try to focus on, my relationships, my life, my, ups and downs, things like that.
So
Thank you so much.
The music they bring to the people is a music of hope and caring. So without any further ado, I would like to give you Canyon recording artists Medicine Dream.
I've been blessed and I'm grateful for the circle of people who've come my way.
My name is Paul Pike, and I play Native American flute, guitar, and lead vocals. In the studio, I also play bass and keyboards and drums as well, and traditional things.
Dr. Hayden, Nadine, that Stephen Alvarez, Nishli. Hi, thank you for having me here. I am Stephen Mundudir Alvarez, Mescalero Apache Indian. I am drummer and percussionist. The name of our group is Medicine Dream, and we are classified as contemporary Native American music.
And basically, it's pop music or rock music with intertribal singing blended with it. And the heart is still got the heart of the traditional music, but we're using more contemporary forms.
The summertime has come to the people of the dawn. We'll be dancing for our elders. We'll be dancing for the young.
All you got to do is cover the middle, the third hole, and it'll play the same.
Oh, okay, because you were noticing too.
Yeah. Our group started in 1995. We started, it was a good friend of ours who had passed away due to using alcohol and drugs. And we kind of wanted to, I guess it was a way for us to express our grief and to also to help our community to realize the dangers of alcohol and drugs, what it was doing.
Way on, way on, way on, hey.
Some of our performances, we do a strong message on that about the importance of living a clean, sober lifestyle. It's not just about refraining from drinking or drugging, but it's the values that go with that. You know, to be a good father, a good mother, a good person.
All I know is love feels good, like a friendly face inside of me.
So, no, it goes up. It starts off.
Lies ahead, no one knows. Some say that faith is a remedy. All I know is love feels good.
All I know, that's the harmony part.
Yeah, it goes up. Yeah.
We focus on these subjects of, you know, our group is a clean and sober group, not because we're trying to be anything better than anybody else. We just feel it's important to us as an individual to make that choice.
You know, focusing on you know, finding out who you are, where you've come from, and where you're going. It's an important thing for Native people to know, because there's so much that Native people have suffered over the past 200 years.
I look in the distance, a monument waits. Tomorrow will give you a present of faith, that you'll always be there and spirit you'll fly, as you speak with your words like near flashes the sky.
Shot, boogie, bop, bop, bop.
Oh, you can't do too good a job on this kind of music. You have to do something that sounds a little bit like it's a period piece. Oh, my name's Kurt Riemann, and I've been here at Surreal Studios for about 20 years, and we do a lot of albums for the Anchorage market.
Come in just a little later, after Ricky does a thunk, a thunk, a thunk.
Bo's doing an album of rockabilly tunes, songs from the 50s and 60s that his dad taught him. He's just laying them down for the next couple days here.
Ran over the gate, the big fat rabbits.
First thing, well, the main thing an artist needs to do is rehearse. That's the key thing to recording an album, is that you really need to know your material. You can waste a lot of time in the studio if you don't know everything about what it is you're going to be doing backwards and forwards. Because when you're in here, the key is to do the idealized version of the song.
Well, I'll be back, little gal, when your pappy runs out of shell.
You guys, does everybody have your little sight reading thing that I gave out? Well, my name is Janie Leidy, and I'm the choir director and guitar instructor at East High School. And this is the swing choir. Snaps on the offbeat. My career as a music teacher started when I graduated from college, and I took a job in a village called Quigilingok. And I taught there for 9 weeks and then traveled to other villages and taught as an itinerant music teacher.
Wait away the percolator. I love coffee, I love tea.
And then I also worked on the North Slope in the villages up there. And after 3 years of doing that, I got offered a position in Anchorage, and I worked at Mountain View and Creekside Elementary in classroom music for a year. Better. And then I was so fortunate to get a job at Greening Middle School, and I was there for 5 years, which was a perfect trainer for being in a high school, because what I really always dreamed of was a high school choir job. And so I've been at East now for, this is my 11th year. Coffee and tea. Well, in general, what I really like about teaching high school choir is I love the opportunity to work with all these kids and find a way to create a lot of positives. So many kids come out of music programs with direction and with a sense of well-being and with, just with a feeling of success in their life.
We came and talked to Joel, and he set us up with a little acoustic show, so thank you guys for showing up.
Mike isn't singing for us anymore. It's just 4 of us, and that was a pretty hard deal. He's a lifelong friend. It's kind of hard to ask somebody, that close to you to step down, but he took it pretty well. We're still really good friends. Blake, our guitar player, the main difference was Blake had to step up and do the lead singer.
My name is Blake Hoffman. I play guitar and I sing. I constantly have to remind myself that it took me a lot of years to get good at guitar, and it's not just going to come overnight with singing.
Apathetic and wasting away. They say every day you learn something new. Well, today was my day to learn more about you.
We're all working for the same company, and they've offered to move us up to Seattle, and that's really good for us. So we accepted it, and we'll be doing that.
With all 4 of us, gone through the hardest stuff ever. Just matured in the last year has been crazy. Just the leaps and bounds of how much we've had to mature and what we've had to deal with as far as people and friends and situations. I think it's very important because it really opens your mind to a whole different language. As cheesy as that sounds, music is a whole different form of expression, and it can just, I don't know, it's just a whole nother outlet and something to do, something to get good at, something cool. I like it a lot.
Slippery streets, and now the summer's gone.
Playing music has always kept me focused and kept me sane, pretty much. I've always wanted to do this my whole life. I've never, ever, for 1 second, thought that I would do something else. I just have always just been into it.
On this trail we're walking.
Music is a great thing. It's a way to express oneself. Personally, I see it when we're singing good songs, and you can see the expression on people's faces, the tears or the smiles. and after the show, we get the warm hug from somebody that say that song meant so much to them, or, you know, all of the above. It's important to mental health for everyone.
Music has a way of lifting our spirits, of calming our nerves, of doing so much for us mentally, spiritually, and emotionally that I think it's such an important part of the fabric of life.
Over on the ridge in a scaly bark, hickory nuts are big, you can see them in the dark. The big fat squirrels scratch and bite. I'll be on that ridge before daylight. Shotgun boogie, all I need's one shot. Look out, bushy tail, not to be in the pot. Get on now.
No matter what, when you make music and it's genuinely from the heart, whatever you try to say actually does come across if in your heart at the time you're doing it, you absolutely mean it. And that's what I mean when I say music means something, because at the moment of its conception and at the moment of its performance and the moment of its recording, those are sort of pure moments of expression that, if we're really lucky, mean something to the listener.
If all of life is a big week goal, then something inside must change.
Alaska helps shape who we are. I mean, it just as our group is made of many different peoples, a lot of different walks of life. So, and the support that we get from the community is like that. It's not just one type of person, nation, or one age group. A lot of different people come here. And we live here because it's so beautiful. It makes us feel free inside. This place, when you look around the mountains, and I mean the same thing, a lot of people come up here, they feel like they're living in a postcard. Well, we feel no different than that, you know. And for some of the people here, some of the members of our group are Alaska Native. And for them, it's a part of them, you know, it's a part of who they are. Well, being up here is expensive for, you know, you're talking about an 8-piece band, plus a crew to fly out. I'm just another
to expand our fan base in Alaska, which is it's pretty difficult. Just play everywhere you can.
We're all working for the same company, and they've offered to move us up to Seattle, and that's really good for us. So we accepted it. We'll be doing that.
Crawling down the coast, Highway 1 is wide, but did you ever think you'd make it home to Bright Avenue? So you're home, Bright Avenue.
I've lived up here most of my life. The only other place that I lived was LA. I went there to go to music school and to try to make it big. And I ended up getting fed up with LA. Came back up here, and now I'm planning on moving again. I love it here. I think this is a great place to live, a great place to play music for a living. It's just not a great place to get the exposure and to be able to tour.
Get you drunk until you fell asleep. The sunset woke you up and you did cartwheels on the beach.
Of the 250 albums that have come through Surreal Studios, many of them are return clients. And the return clients are people that I assume to be successful in the Alaskan music business.
Go inside yourself. What do you believe? Do you want to know the truth about our island?
You know, we all have our own families and jobs and everything, so just being able to get together, just because life happens and we all have to take care of our responsibilities. So.
Make
We had a performance in Tucson, Arizona. For me, that was a highlight performance. A place where nobody really heard us before. We'd never performed before. But there were people that knew the words to our songs, and the place was a standing ovation type audience, and it felt really nice to be welcomed in a place we'd never been before.
Craziness is one word, but no, we all live with each other in the same apartment. We work with each other at the same job, and we play music with each other in the same practice space. And it's actually really fun. I mean, some people would think like we're like, you know, get like mad at each other or whatever, but we're all pretty cool, pretty chill, pretty good friends, so it's pretty fun. I can't think of any other guys that I want to move down and do that with, so.
We're driving around with the windows down, listen to the windshield wipers tapping, so peaceful as it's coming down, watch your tears descend from heaven.
The most difficult thing is following that goal, following that dream, pushing through and not getting distracted. A lot of times you can give up playing music for a steady paycheck doing something else, but I always have to just keep telling myself that the universe is gonna provide, things are gonna happen, and that's what's kept me going and kept me from being distracted by a 9-to-5 job.
It's you and me, it's you and me against the blur.
I opened for a national act a while back here in Anchorage, and at the end of the night I ran into somebody that I'd seen around town, kind of an acquaintance, and she said that I sounded way better than the headlining artist. So that really that made my night for sure.
Let's actually do one of these. I spend a lot of time describing the process to people from beginning to end before they come in at all. They have a song in their head and they don't really know how to get the song out, or how to hire musicians, or what all it takes. When do we put the drums on? All those things. They're pretty serious questions for someone. And the idea here is to skip all of the steps that would be mistakes and go ahead and do it the right way the first time.
Ready?
Yeah. There we stand in the corner.
And when you're looking at a studio, you have to make sure that you trust the engineer. If you need a producer, you should get a producer. And the key thing about a producer is if you don't know what a producer does, then you probably need a producer.
It's rolling when you're ready. Okay.
And our job is to bridge the gap between the performer and the listener with absolutely smooth recording, production, everything. So you don't notice the artifice. You don't notice that everything was taking place over a period of 6 months. What you do when you listen to the songs, you think, oh, that's about me. That's the point.
Beyond that bridge before daylight.
With a longer album, you can get down to certain elements inside of it that make it just easier to listen to, and you end up very happy with the music. But it's possible to do an album in an afternoon. It really is. And anywhere from a couple $100 to I don't think we've ever done an album over $10,000.
My hammer back.
One more time. I missed the shotgun boogie thing. Okay. Sorry.
It's notorious for smaller groups to want to be an entirely self-contained unit and start recording themselves, but two things that should be remembered about that. One of them is that if you look at the Billboard Top 200 charts, it's not full of people that recorded their own albums. The second thing is many people spend 20 years or so getting really good on their instrument, and it's the same effect in the studio. I've spent 25 years plus in here getting really good with this instrument.
Wait a minute, bud, you gotta meet my pack. Got a 16 gauge choke down like a rifle.
The whole point of making a CD for a lot of people is just to get the CD out. And once the CD is out, so many people don't know what to do with it. And your marketing has to start practically at the moment you decide on what kind of cover you're going to do. And you need to hit the radio stations, you need to hit the newspaper, you need to get every method of communication out there that you're doing this album.
Little gal, when your baby runs out of shout.
You can get on the radio. They have local shows on almost every radio station, but the best way to get hooked up on the radio is go down there, meet the DJs, meet the people. You know, if somebody has a show, go to the radio and be like, hey, you know, we got this big local show coming up. And most radio stations in town are totally supporters of the local scene.
Well, some of the commercial stations in town, you can't get past the front door. I mean, the program director is there, but a lot of the content is decided elsewhere or decided on the basis of national charts.
So you've got to be on the backs of these radio stations, just calling them up and showing up and being friendly and giving promotional stuff and mention the station, all those things. Or you're going to be lost in the welter of people that are putting stuff out.
I mean, I'm no big expert or nothing, but if you look at a lot of the cities and the places that are supporting their artists, getting a lot of attention, you know, is that buzzword. They're creating the buzz about, you know, this is what's happening. It's right here in Anchorage.
And Tim will include some more local music from Bumua.
Well, KNBA has been a great supporter of the band. They, you know, they support a lot of local musicians.
What about you from Colleen Kotick, 90.3 KNBA?
Commercial stations, what they're doing is just fine, and actually quite a few of them locally do play local musicians. Their way of selecting the music might be just a little bit tighter, so therefore it might seem frustrating to a local musician, but you know what, that's good, because it shouldn't be just carte blanche, oh, you're local, we'll play you. No, there is a certain amount of discrimination that needs to be there to determine if this music is right for our station.
It depends on the station, totally. It always depends on the station how easy you're going to get in and get played. I think that the best thing to do is get on the college radio, because those DJs, if they like what they hear, they'll play it. It's important for me to get my music on the radio because I want people to hear my songs and like them and come to the shows and check out what I do live.
That's Train Calling All Angels. We're Mix 103.1, the best variety from the 80s, 90s, and today.
My name is Dennis Bookie, and I work for the Anchorage Media Group, and I manage 6 radio stations here in Anchorage. A radio station's job is to get as large audience as possible within its target demographic, what it's trying to go after. Its financial success depends upon that.
Hey friends, Michelob Light is giving us a minute to reflect on rising to the occasion.
The listener decides what they're interested in, and then we have to feed back. If we don't, if we vary too often from that, they're gone. And so that makes it difficult for anybody. National artists, local artists.
Alaska's Rock 106.5, K-Well, I'm Dr. J. Just wrapping up some Godsmack for you. You heard some Smashing Pumpkins right before that.
All of our radio stations, we decide 100% right here in this building what we're going to play. Now, we do ask for and pay for advice on that music.
This next tune's the latest from Drowning Pool. It's off their new album, Desensitized. This is Step Up on K-Well.
And it isn't just getting played. One of the things a radio station wants to do is everything that you hear on the air, you should be able to go out and buy. You're used to being able to do that. And so along with getting the airplay, I think any local artist that wants to be taken seriously needs to be able to have a retailer.
For that, this next tune is the brand new one from Saliva off the album of the same name, which is due to hit stores August 18th. This is Survival of the Sickest on 106.5 K-Well.
Local music is probably a way that local radio stations can have a unique position. So I think you're going to see some growth and interest there. Now, the only recommendation I'd give anybody is don't get turned off if they say, well, we just haven't listened to it, we haven't had time, and you hear that 10 times. Ask for a 10-minute appointment. Even in my facility, it would probably be put off. People are busy. We have a lot to do in a day. It's possible, and I think you have to stick with it. No different than a young up-and-coming star in Nashville who can walk up and down Music Row and go through the same thing.
Right now it's Natalie Merchant and Wonder on your station for the best variety from the 80s, 90s, and today we are Mix 103.1.
Pirate and Pac-Man with you on Locals Only, the reincarnated version. It's going to start off with some Jared Woods, followed by some Swing Shift.
My name is J.R. Zufelt. I am the program director for KRUA 88.1 FM, The Edge, right here in Anchorage, Alaska, your college alternative. One thing that we like to do differently here at KRUA for local acts, not only do we have a local show designated Mondays from 7 to 10 p.m., we also have some of the better local music actually goes into our general rotation, our daily rotation.
My name's Dirk Willis, and I'm known as the pirate in these circles here. You know, just if we didn't have types of things like this, where local artists could display some of their talents, either on the air or live, a lot of the good music that's up here in this state would have no way of getting out. So it's just a great venue.
I'm looking for the name of their first album that was released.
The name of X-Nilo's first album.
786-6805
is the number to call.
2 tickets to The Unjust with Del Mag Subconscious and Dead on Fourth opening.
They bring it by, we put it into our library, and then Dirk goes ahead and the pirate will go ahead and throw it on his show.
And we also heard the title track from Jared Woods' fine CD, Spilled Drinks and Starlight. It's probably easier to get on here because you're screening stuff and finding out what's good and maybe what's a little shaky from some local artists. On commercial, it'd be a lot harder because they tend to go for ratings and play the more popular types of stuff.
Mr. White Keys and the Fabulous Phantones.
In the studio this afternoon is Colleen Kotick, who's talking about her new CD, and that is available in Anchorage.
I'm Lauren Dixon, the program director for KNBA. I get approached by people who want to have their music played on air, and that's the best way
Need to get out on
to get music
out
played. We'll see if we can coax a bit of a tune from the first album out of you today. Well, we offer an opportunity for national touring musicians and local musicians to come in and talk on air.
It's a lifeline. KNBA is a lifeline.
It's important to have some opportunities somewhere in your community for local people to shine.
You feel this good. You decide yourself what you feel like, And if you don't feel good, make it so.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons public radio exists, is so that it can be a voice of the community.
This one grabs your attention. It's called By the Time You Read This. This is Colleen Kotick on 90.3 KNBA.
By the time you read this, I'll be long gone.
think every artist needs to keep their eye on the ball, and you need to be every day conscious of what it is you're after in your musical career.
Ooh, I want our music to take us physically everywhere. I mean, I'd like to be touring the world. That would be awesome. That's like a dream. To do what we want to do, which is to spread our message, you know, and share it with everybody in the world. And to do that, we need, you know, financial support. And I want to make this my career, you know. I want to be able to do this for the rest of my life.
Gratitude that wipes our tears, a gift so free, you and me.
Okay. I think we got such a good support here in Alaska. I'd like to see us get that same amount of support in other places. All of the above, I say. You know, every artist would like to get more attention for what they're doing. And hopefully it'll happen. We'll just keep composing and doing the best we can. And I feel that everything will run its proper course the way it's supposed to go.
I would like the band to be on the national stage, to be at that national level or international level. I'd love the band to be able to be at a point where you know, the musicians in the band could financially, you know, leave their jobs and the band would be able to support them, you know, and their families. You know, that we could take this message to, you know, the world and you know, spread that kind of goodness all over the world.
I would be happy, and this sounds really cliche, but I would be happy playing music and not making a whole lot of money. I am just happy as long as that's what I'm doing. Now, I would like to go national. I would love to have my stuff be very popular. I don't think that there's anything wrong with thinking that, but I would love for it to get bigger. But I would like to be the one to make it happen.
The sun's coming up, yeah, Wednesday's been so good to me.
I think success in the music business is the same as success in life, that you're doing something that makes you happy, that makes other people happy and satisfied, and where you find something in the music or in your life or career that when you look at it in 20 years you can say, yeah, that was a good thing for me to do, and it meant something to a lot of people.
Just live into my perfect face, my rightful place, and not yours. This song is in honor of life givers, the grandmothers, the mothers.
My whole family are musicians. I was brought up in a house full of music.
I started with music as a really young child. I was always tapping and playing the drums on tables and chairs and at home, as far back as I can remember.
Music in school is very important because it keeps you out of trouble a lot of time. Like if you have an instrument like you're like really passionate about, you're gonna practice a lot.
Pay them with love, 'cause money is home. I said there's something to believe in.
Also, playing in band or singing in choir, it gives them a feeling of acceptance. You know, you don't have to be 6'4" to play music.
Another very encouraging thing is having parents that allow you to pursue music, and that to them, music is as important as it ought to be. It's not just teachers. I mean, it really is your parents, because you can be discouraged from this stuff. And the whole bit about, you know, having a sister or a teacher or somebody says, hey, you can't sing. I want to go and strangle those people that say things like that. Because everybody can. Everybody has a voice.
Hey, we're in the key we started in. That's a good thing. If you need to look at your music, you can, but I'm just going to do the America part of the Star Spangled Banner. So, soprano ones. I think that it's really important to have music as part of our education process. You know, we need the reading, we need the writing, we need the arithmetic, we definitely need those things. They're very important, you know, the science, the social studies, all of that. 2, 3. But to really develop the whole person, there's the art side that, you know, you really need to, you need to have music, you need to have art, you need to have drama and dance and all those things. Better, that was much better, good. Go on.
My name is Heather Edwards. I'm a senior in high school and I go to East. Music is important because a lot of our society revolves around music and music revolves around our society. They're kind of interlinked together, you know. I know when I'm bored I listen to the radio or friends listen to the radio.
You're going to be, in terms of how music helps kids in other areas, it's been proven, actually scientifically proven, that kids that are involved with music are developing a part of their brain, are using a part of their brain that actually helps them learn in other ways.
My name is Sam Sarah, and I'm a senior at East High School. With choir, you have to show a lot of dedication, and usually it sticks with you even outside of choir, and you start applying that to your other classes and other stuff that life throws at you.
Music has such a way of empowering people and of bringing people together.
Happiness. It brings happiness to me, and I like singing, so I started singing with some of my families when I got to Alaska, and they were like, hey, you should go try for choir, so here I am. And it's pretty fun. Miss Lottie's a great teacher.
Well, there's a couple things.
Well, I think if you love music, then whether or not you're fully successful or not won't matter because you're doing what you love to do.
It gives them confidence to, you know, to believe in themselves, to do other things. I want you to try the high note.
When I sing, I just get all uplifted and upbeat and just totally brightens the day up.
Okay, here we go. Or the land of the free. 1, 2. And she said she's sick. Do that again. Because I already I turned 42 this year, and I remember thinking, you know, gosh, I've always wanted to do a professional recording. I've done a little bit here and there, but I've never really done an entire CD and had, you know, a finished product. This is my CD. And so I just decided, you know, gosh, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it?
When things got started, I was terrified. Left my thoughts of yesterday behind.
Well, the music that I write, I guess, would fall into maybe some of it is soft rock, some of it is folk, some of it is easy listening. I used to be in a band, and they would always call it Janie music because they said, oh, it doesn't really fit this or that, or, you know, they just, so I don't know what you call it.
Be on your way and you'll be fine. Don't overanalyze your life.
We always have gotten along really well, and he's really easy to work with.
I played the xylophone, but that got cut. Yeah. They fixed that one in the mix, and now it's no longer there. On Janie's album, I played lead guitar and sang backing vocals. Added a little bit of flair to some of the songs.
It's been wonderful. It's I feel really honored to get to work with him.
I remember getting the phone call and was just totally flattered that somebody that I always looked up to actually wanted to include me on something that they were doing, you know, that was just important to them. And being a part of it has been a lot of fun. It's really exciting to see songs that have been around for 15 or 20 years that she's been playing and performing for that long to come to life on CD. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was a lot better. And I love, like when I'm practicing in the studio or when I'm playing with Jared and you know, we're playing the guitars and we got the backup drums and all these things going on, and I'm at the mic singing and then he steps up to the mic with the backup vocals, and it's just like, oh, this is, you know, it's great. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I don't know that it's taking me on the path of being a professional musician in terms of being out there like Jared is, you know. I'm still a full-time teacher, so, you know, putting out a CD doesn't mean I'll be at Humpy's now or be at, you know, that sort of thing. But, you know, just being able to share my music is a fun thing. I just can't imagine not having gone through life feeling the depth of what I felt because of what I'm doing.
Walaliok, Snogama, the whole. Thank you.
Could you sing a melody, something short, something sweet that could keep us company?
Those are the real people, you know, that live in our community. Those are the real people that are out there sharing their gift. And yeah, you can hear all these other people from all around the country and all around the world, but how cool is it to hear somebody that's, you know, that lives in your town doing what they love to do and sharing it.
Treetops never coming down, girl, the way paint the sky, the color of your eyes.
I've always wanted to do this my whole life. I've never, ever, for 1 second, thought that I would do something else.
Without the trumpet player, you know, the trumpet player who arranges horns for me, who plays in the symphony, who gives trumpet lessons. If you don't respect what he does and support it in some way, they disappear.
Life has been long since burned like the way, there behind, you know the way.
Yeah, I've had women approach me in the bathroom and start crying and say, your song changed my life, and that's who you're writing for, and that's what the music is all about, you know.
Coming down, girl, you know the way, paint the sky, the color of your eyes.
Like I say, music means something, and if you spend some time working at it and making people happy, that's a very noble path.
We could rise high above the treetops, never coming down, girl, you know the way, paint the sky, the color of your eyes. It's you I never compromise. Could you sing a melody, something short, something sweet that could keep us company? Would you love me just the same if I didn't have a doubt it's in my name? Would you love me just the same if I were all scratched up, broken down like a record spinning round and round, round and round? So pick me up and brush me off, son. We could rise high above the treetops, never coming down, girl. You know that we paint the sky, the color of your eyes. It's you I never compromise. Thank you very much.